Hey everyone, Once Bitten here with another battle report. So, looking to get some revenge against the same Lizardman army that crushed me so badly last weekend. Rolled a dawn attack scenario. Uh, his rolls, both of our rolls, were pretty much on one half of the board. I think he did a much better job of consolidating his troops. I don't know why I have this big gap between my trebuchet and my men-at-arms. Um, but he's got a couple units of chameleon skinks. He's got 2 units of Saurus warriors here on the right. Um, in the house, there's also a level 2 Lore of Heavens caster. He's got a Salamander, 20 Temple Guard with a Slann. Slann knows all 5 spells and gets an extra power die every time he casts, and I believe he has a ward save. And then 2 more Salamanders and an Ancient Steg. So I've got 12 Knights Errant with the Errantry Banner, Fast Cav, Trebuchet, Knights of the Realm. Looks like I have 11 of them. I've got a level 4 Prophetess with Lore of Life, and I forget what magic item she has. Oh no, she has a Dispel Scroll. Then I have a Battle Standard Bearer, and he just has a 2-up rerollable armor save. Another Trebuchet, a big gap in my lines, because I don't know what I'm doing apparently. 40 Men-at-Arms, 9 Questy Knights, 4 Peg Knights, and then 20 Bowmen. So I don't have the level 1 caster with Lore of Beasts like I normally have, and in her place, I think I have the Trebuchet and then an extra Peg Knight. Otherwise, this is pretty standard of the list I've been running lately. This is also the list where I don't go with a Lord level fighty character. Obviously, I'm character light, just trying to maximize the number of troops on the table. So, go Lizardman turn 1, he advances his skinks up. You know, their ability to deploy as a scout and then march 12 inches and then shoot is just devastating. It really makes them just wonderful war machine hunters. I don't know why my Peg Knights are not in front of my Trebuchet. Um, I have no idea why I didn't do that, and I don't remember. So there's a close up of my sacrificial peasant yeoman. Yeah. So we go to shooting, and luckily this group over here only kills one, takes 1 wound off the trebuchet. I really don't mind if they take it, they take it. Whatever. This group makes short work of the peasant fast cav, and nobody seems to care. So to go Bretonnian turn 1. So he got flesh to stone off on those chameleon skinks, and I really don't care. I'm still coming in at strength 6. He's still toughness 4 is all. So it's going to be easy work for my Knights Errant, and then I'll reform. I think he's still far enough away that he shouldn't be able to charge me. And my turn, I should easily be able to get a dual charge into that source unit by the house. Now the problem with that, and I'm trying to look ahead a little bit, is even if I beat him, if I overrun, I just hit the house and he gets an easy flank charge with that other source unit. So I've got a couple options for how I might play that. Otherwise, the board is as you see it. That's called overkill, and the rest of the board. So over here, I'm just thinking I'll take my Questy Knights and do a Steg. If anybody has a chance of taking it down, it'll be them. I'd like to get my Men-at-Arms over to just tie up his Temple Guard, just play around with them. I like my Peg Knights to chase off those Salamanders. So don't know why we have so many different looks of the board. That marker behind my unit means that they have Throne of Vines off, and I don't know, not sure I got any other spells off. So we go to Lizardman turn 2. So his chameleon skinks are happy just to sit there and shoot at my trebuchet. He moves the salamanders up. Those things are just nasty. With their -3, basically they're only strength 3, but then he gets -3 to my armor save. And the last couple games, it just kills me when he rolls to hit, and then when he rolls to wound, it seems like he's rolling a ton of 4s, 5s, and 6s, and then they're very, very difficult to save. So he's going to bring them up. Otherwise, you can see his Saurus blocks and his Temple Guard. He's really just kind of standing back. He knows that he's got me outranged with his Slann. Now I've got still 2 trebuchets on the table, so there's a lot of potential damage I could do with them. Now, by the way, if you look at the chameleon skink just next to my Knight of the Realm unit, that's the sole remaining one after my Knights Errant hit it. So he's actually fleeing and needs double ones to rally. So this salamander kills a few of my Knights of the Realm. This group of salamanders finally kills the trebuchet. Now there's 10 in the chameleon. I say salamanders. Those 10 chameleon skinks kill off the trebuchet. The lone remaining chameleon skink did not rally, of course. It fled through, and then during his magic phase, he regrew. He did regrowth on them, and now they're 3. And now he does not need Snake Eyes to rally. I thought that was a very clever trick on his part. The salamanders killed um, 3 of my questy knights. I'm assuming because of this picture that either the salamanders did that or the steg. No, though that was one salamander because the other salamander did that. Now it's not that attractive to go into the front of that stegodon. So we go to Bretonnia turn 2. Both of the salamander units are fleeing. The one on the left, my men-at-arms declared a charge against it. They fled, and then I redirected into the steg. The one on the right, uh, my general's unit, the Knights of the Realm, declared a charge. They fled, and then I just let it. I either let it be a failed charge. Actually, I think I redirected into the unit in front of the house, and I had a failed charge. I think I needed something like a 7. I mean, they're not that far away, and I just failed it. So my thinking was I'd hit them, probably wouldn't break them. They'd probably just be sitting there. His temple guard wouldn't be able to see me, I didn't think, but his other source unit would. So they would get a flank charge on me. Assuming I could survive all his attacks, I would be stubborn and rerollable, and then I'd hit him in the flank with my Knights of the Realm, with my Knights Errant, and hopefully break both units. So that was my plan, but I failed my charge. So that's why I'm hanging back like that. The Pegasus Knights, since I didn't feel they were needed to take care of the salamanders, brought them back to protect my trebuchet and to take out that unit of chameleon skinks. There are the peasants. You know, I don't know if I really expect them to kill that steg, but the strength 4, I've got enough attacks. Strength 4 doesn't matter, except that on his armor save, it goes to 4 up. That actually I was getting wounds on it, but my opponent, every magic phase, was healing those wounds through the lore of life. Every time he got a spell off, he could heal a wound, and so very demoralizing. There's just no breaking that thing. I don't think there was a couple. I won several rounds of combat, and wasn't going to break him. And when he won, I was steadfast, and so we're just tying each other up there. There's my failed charge. And yeah, there we go. Hey, there's a wound. You're going to notice it's gone after his magic phase. So we go to Lizardmen turn 3. His chameleon skinks at the bottom just go up to shoot at my Knights of the Realm. You notice I've regrown a knight there during my magic phase. If you look at the bottom left, my bowman on the far left shot and killed one chameleon skink there. So now he needs Snake Eyes to rally. Otherwise, you can see he took the unit in front of the house. I think he saw maybe what I was planning on doing. I don't know, but he just backed him up into the house. I think he figured that he could win the game without committing his Saurus blocks up there, which Saurus can be nasty, but at the same time, I think he sees them as being somewhat vulnerable to a couple, Night Lance charges. Otherwise, yeah, he's just really just kind of hanging back. He's killing points off just through shooting and magic. And you notice I'm not saying a whole lot about my trebuchets doing damage. They never hit anything all game long. They did nothing. So both salamander units rallied. These guys shot, killed a couple. I was disappointed to see that. Or maybe the first couple was through magic and the second was from shooting. I don't remember. But as you can tell, I'm losing knights very quickly there. And now this was kind of funny. Those 2 salamanders where I shot those 2 chameleon skinks where I shot, so now I need double ones. Well, on his last turn he got double ones, so they are sitting there having rallied. So on my turn, the Peg Knights charges chameleon skink unit at the far right. On the upper left, my questy knights are trying to get around into the flank of that stegodon. Yeah, there we go. We're trying. So let's see what happened here. The I declared a charge with my I forget which unit. I think the Knights Errant charged the Salamander just to get it to run off, and they ran away. And I tried to redirect and was unable to. So that's why the Knights Errant just have a failed charge. And with them having a failed charge, I didn't want to charge solo with my Knight of the Realm unit. So after combat, there's only one skink left of that unit, and he's fleeing. And the skink in the lower left is the only remaining one because my bowman shot the other one, but he did not flee, so he's just standing there. And over here, you can see my men-at-arms they're shrinking fast. Ugh. So Lizardman turn 4. He doesn't move a whole lot. His salamanders breathe on my questy knights, kill 2 of them, and I fail my panic test and run away. And these guys are just trying to survive. Now, he's got the toughness buff on this Stegodon, so it doesn't really matter. Either way, I'm moving on 6s. So nothing else happens really. On my turn, these guys did not rally, and because they need snake eyes. They hit they hit the river and had to take dangerous terrain tests. And I don't know if that's because it was a certain kind of river or if we misread the rule, because I don't think you normally have to. But regardless, one of them died. And I think I pulled the standard bearer. I guess technically I should have pulled the musician, whatever. So, the peasants are hanging in there. They're steadfast 5 because he killed the champion. But they've hung in there pretty well down to the last man. So I can't blame them. They're making an effort. Oh, okay. So I misspoke. So on my turn, I didn't misspeak. Here's what happened on this. I declare a charge with my Knight of the Realm unit and my Knight Errant unit into his Temple Guard, and the Knight Errant unit failed. I think they needed an 8 with Swift Stride, and they failed. And so, oh, that was awful, because this unit is not equipped to handle that. I don't know why. I think this must be taken after combat. He just killed a bunch of my guys, and that was just ugly. Yeah, there's the Knight Errant unit having failed its charge. So you see the Saurus units, he's just backing up. He has 2 Saurus units in the corner. He's not even using them for the fight because he doesn't need them and just conserve points. And yeah, so this one lone remaining chameleon skink rallied. You're kidding. Actually, no, this is the one that didn't break. The other one rallied though. I mean, twice his chameleon skinks rallied, needing snake eyes. Second round of combat, this Temple Guard easily just killed off my whole unit, ran down my Knight of the Realm, killed my BSB and the Prophetess. The one saving grace I had is it did allow for a flank charge by my Knights Errant. So if I can take this unit out, I have a chance of making this a close game. Turn my Peg Knights around, so maybe on the 6th turn I can get in there and kill the Slanoff. So there's the board. This guy did not rally. Killed off my men-at-arms, Steg did, and then turned to face my Peg Knights. So after this combat, I had him, wounded enough that I was able to at least start attacking Aslan, and then he just did a reform. So to protect Aslan a little bit more. Moved his salamanders up on his turn, and his Stegodon charged into the flank of my Pegasus Knights. I figured the only chance I had for the game was to hold and then hope that he failed his charge, and he didn't. So, yeah. Those guys are just hiding. Salamanders breathe on this unit, only kill 3, but it's an automatic panic test, and of course they fail it. And, Steg makes short work of the Peg Knights. Knights Errant can't hold up, and he knows he has a lot more Temple Guard there. He was able to regrow them, and that was the game. Ended up just being another trouncing of the Bretonnians. This one I felt like I had a decent handle on, but I couldn't catch a break. I was failing charges way too frequently, and whatever. But my one comment on it was I couldn't stop anything with his magic phase. It just not that it was overwhelming, but he consistently got 2, if not 3 spells off every magic phase, and yeah, so it made all the difference. And Another great victory for the Lizardmen and a trouncing of the Bretonnians. So then we immediately we grabbed some dinner and I challenged him to another game to try to exact some revenge.